And the preseason all culminates on August 9th. We kick off Friday night Premier League on NBC Sports. That will be against Norwich City. But prior to that, we're in Geneva. And then we actually play.
How do these players take the strain on their bodies of playing literally? I mean, for many of them, it is a round-the-year season with national teams and international competitions.
It's a great question. We have one player, Sadio Mane, who plays for Senegal, who only just finished last week. And he'll get 3 weeks off, and then he'll start all over again.
How do they do it?
Our medical staff, our physiotherapy staff are world-class. They monitor. We do squad rotation.
Do you rest players?
Yeah, you rest players. You look at the opposition. You see, can we afford to have a midfielder or a forward that sits this one out just to give them a little bit of a break?
Yeah, or whatever.
And unlike American sports, you're flying to Russia on Tuesday nights, and you're back in Liverpool, and you may be in Lisbon the following week. So you've got to also manage travel and time zones.
It's one more on this. The NBA has been fighting this burnout issue.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players who talk about openly about how unhappy they are, and these are guys who make millions and millions of dollars. Is that something that you also see playing out a little bit, in your club as well, or is there something that's being done differently, especially when they're playing 11 months out of the year with that travel schedule you're describing?
Yeah, I think it's all about player management. It's about stats and bio. Every player wears a GPS vest. We look at how far they run. We measure their fitness through their biometrics almost every hour of every day when we're training. And our training staff in particular, I'm very proud of ours at Liverpool, can manage what we have to do so you get the most out of the players, to your point, without burning them out.
The Red Sox ownership owns Liverpool.
That's correct.
I want to ask you two questions. I'm famous for compound questions. The Red Sox known for being a data-driven team.
Yes.
Has that spilled over to Liverpool?
Absolutely. The concept of Moneyball, as it was formerly well known, sabermetrics, if you remember, Bill James and all of the people in Major League Baseball, in particular, what we embraced at the Red Sox in looking at players who fit a certain criteria that the team needed, were good value for money, were younger, and could deliver against what we needed. The same thing. We applied data, statistics, metrics to our players, as well as our scouts looking at players. But I think there's no other team in the Premier League and perhaps in European football that uses data like we do.
The Premier League teams, many of them are owned by non-English owners.
Correct.
Including quite a few American owners.
Yes.
Is that ever a point of contention or concern in England? Do English fans care that an American owns Liverpool and an American may own Man United or whatever?
No.
The Glazer family did.
If they do their job and by their job, invest in the team, look after the team, provide the infrastructure, get the stadium ready, bring in sponsorship.
They don't care.
They don't care. It's a classic virtuous cycle. Make the money, win the games. You win more games, you make more money, you invest on the
I can't think of any foreign owners of American sports other than the Prokhorov who owns the Nets.
Oh, I was thinking about any of the major NFL teams, if that were, or Joe Tsai, maybe with the Brooklyn Nets. But it's interesting because we just saw the MLB take the Red Sox and the Yankees to the
London.
UK. You guys are still working on taking these successful soccer teams here to the U.S., but viewers are getting a lot more sophisticated. They know your leagues now. They follow your teams. Is it actually making the bar higher for attendance, which has been flagging a little bit? But is it because people say, look, we don't want the preseason games. We want the real deal games?
I think you're right, Kelly. I think, this is our second year in a row coming here. It's a sophisticated audience. I lived here for a long time. I came over here to play soccer in the 70s and ended up living here, and it was part of my career. The sophistication levels, the broadcast levels, what your sister network at NBC Sports does is absolutely brilliant. And there is a sophisticated audience here, many of whom will travel to England for long weekends and watch games. And we see that a lot, and come up to Liverpool, but maybe go down to London. So we still come here. We owe it to the fans. This is about fan engagement. We sold out Fenway Park on Sunday, and although the heat was almost unbearable, but sold it out. And we're at Yankee Stadium tomorrow.
Two more quick questions, if I might indulge me. Number one is Brexit. New Prime Minister coming in tomorrow. Possibility of what's called a hard Brexit. Some people think that will do damage to England's economy. What might the effect be on your business and on, as you just mentioned, player movement within the European
Union?
Union?
Yeah, the concern we would have in the Premier League is we enjoy complete freedom of movement of players as part of the European Union. And a player from Holland, we have 2 Dutch world-class players who can come and go. The Premier League is working with the UK Home Office and has done for the last couple of years with the spectre of Brexit coming to make sure that we can maintain the player freedom of movement. The UK government recognises what the Premier League does for the British economy, for the brand that is Britain, and is going to do everything in its power. And we have those assurances from the government to help us make sure that the quality of the English Premier League is not negatively impacted.
Quick question about your manager, Jurgen Klopp.
Yes.
Widely respected.
Yes.
What sets him apart? How is he going to get this team ready? And what coach in American sport is he most like?
To me, he's one of the best man managers I've ever seen. And I say that you've got this most diverse team.
Man manager, you mean people?
People I do, sorry, yes. No, although they are all...
No, I didn't mean...
We didn't know if you said mad or angry.
No, man managers. Yes,
that's what I meant.
People are bringing 11, on the field, diverse Brazilians, Senegalese, Equatorial Guineans, Dutch together. He is charismatic, passionate, talented, and in the city of Liverpool, the uniqueness...
A diverse city.
A very diverse, seafaring city that has had great managers in the past. Jurgen Klopp stands right up there with them, and they love him to death.
Is he Belichick?
He is not quite as cerebral as a Belichick, but
we don't more charismatic.
We don't talk about Belichick hugs like we talk about Jurgen Klopp hugs.